What's going on, Falcons fans? Logan here. Welcome back to Rise Up Rundown, and if you're new here, welcome. So I know you guys are wondering if I'm going to make a mock draft for the Falcons, or if I'm going to do a film breakdown for a certain player in the NFL draft. Just something about the NFL draft, and I promise I will make videos on those, and I would expect those types of videos to come in, I want to say, mid-February to early March. Somewhere between mid-February and early March is when I would expect any videos from me about the NFL draft. Now, before we do anything about that, obviously we need to see what the Falcons' biggest concerns are heading into 2020. So, let's just dive into that right now. Now, there's a lot of things that need to be addressed. Let's get that out of the way. But let's start it out with, in my opinion, the top 3 biggest concerns for the Falcons. These are positions in where we just gotta get it fixed right now, no question about it. And the first thing is pass rush. No explanation needed. This has been an issue for us since what feels like 1966. Look, Grady Jarrett is fun to watch, but he isn't that guy that's gonna boost the defense into an elite form like Nick Bosa with the 49ers or Khalil Mack last year with the Bears. Vic Beasley did improve last year, but it's safe to say he's not going to change the defense either. And then the rest of the players we have is Takk McKinley, Jack Crawford, Alan Bailey, Adrian Claiborne. I did give a lot of praise in one of my previous videos, but I'm not even sure if he's going to be on the team next year. I don't think Dan Quinn has anything to say about John Kaminsky. This pass rush is a mess. We got to fix it. And the other position we got to fix is the whole offensive line. Now, it was an issue in 2018, and the Falcons did try to improve that over the 2019 offseason. They grabbed Jamin Brown and James Carpenter from free agency, and then 2 more offensive linemen, Chris Lindstrom and Caleb McGarry, in the first round of the 2019 NFL Draft. And the result? Let's just say the O-line is still not that good. Now, I do give this one a little bit of an excuse simply because we had 2 rookies starting. Granted, Chris Lindstrom was out for a while, but when he returned, he wasn't perfect, obviously, but he looked okay for a rookie. Caleb McGarry, though, people didn't seem to have any hope on him before the season started, but, he was pretty solid. However, the James Carpenter and Jamin Brown pickup was something we shouldn't have picked up in the first place. And then we have other players like Wes Schweitzer, Ty Sombrello. He's a quick offensive lineman, but he's still not anything special. Okay, in short, the O-line not only didn't help us improve our 30th ranked rushing attack in the league, but Matt Ryan was also sacked 48 times. One game, he was sacked 9 times against the Saints. That was a single game. He was sacked 9 times. Don't care how good the opposing team's pass rush is. That is unacceptable, and we need to fix this. And the last position that we just gotta fix is the running backs. Now, like I said earlier, the 30th ranked rushing attack is just how bad this running game is. And yes, you can blame some of this on the O-line, but I don't think any Falcons fan would disagree with me if I said that we also just don't have a good set of running backs. Devontae Freeman is just not on his game lately. I do like Ito Smith and Quadre Ellison, but they're not going to make a huge impact, like we saw last year. Do we need to grab some big name running back in the offseason or grab a running back early in the draft? Probably not. Running backs nowadays just don't last long in the NFL, but we do need to get a better running game. And I will say this, though, it makes a bigger impact than you think when it comes to the running game. Like, we saw the 49ers, Raheem Mostert, score 4 touchdowns all in one playoff game. And then the Titans with Derrick Henry, that's how they're having success. The Patriots last year were kind of winning with a rushing attack. So the running game isn't like it was in the 1980s, but it's still important. You can't just have a passing offense. You need to have a rushing attack too, and we don't have one. So those, in my opinion, are the Falcons' top 3 biggest needs. Like, there's just no question about it. It's got to be fixed.
But in the rest of this video, we'll go over some positions on this team that could be fixed even with the players we have now, but we aren't totally sure about it. Like, it may or may not be a problem in 2020, and it starts with the secondary. So, Keanu Neal had back-to-back injured seasons. Ricardo Allen and Desmond Trufant did not have their best year in 2019, and Isaiah Oliver is still being picked on the field. So the reason I don't have this as a big concern is really for many reasons. For one thing, I do agree that an elite pass rush can totally affect how the defense plays, so your secondary can take advantage of how much pressure the opposing quarterback is taking, and he'll force an interception or something like that. Another thing is, it's possible that we might just be overreacting to what happened to our secondary last year. Maybe Trufant just had one bad year because he had 4 interceptions in 2019. That was the most he's ever had in a single season. So he still did pretty good, but he still didn't because he blew coverage a lot. But he still had 4 interceptions, so did he have a good year or a bad year? I don't know. But anyway, Ricardo Allen maybe will bounce back. Keanu Neal certainly could, but he has to stay healthy. Did I even forget to mention that DeMonte KZ is a solid replacement at safety? And then the last thing I'll say, with Isaiah Oliver, who I still am a bit hesitant to say he'll improve eventually, to be honest with you, but he is young and he's entering his 3rd year in the NFL. Last year he was in his 1st year starting at corner, which is what he played in college, like outside corner, not nickel corner. So I'll give him another shot. Hopefully it works out. But of course, if all of that does not go to plan, like literally none of those players bounce back, then there's a problem here. And the last thing is tight end. And I say this because Austin Hooper could very well be a free agent this year. And I do understand why, because the Falcons need to spend money on defensive players and just all this cap space stuff. But I made a whole video about him last Tuesday saying, you gotta find a way to keep him. He's been developing every year and is, in my opinion, a top 4 tight end in the league. He's one of Matt Ryan's favorite targets, and if Hooper is gone, who else is going to make an impact? I guess that's when we draft a tight end, but tight ends don't emerge into a superstar in their first year in the NFL. I mean, it's very rare at least. I don't know, hopefully whoever replaces Hooper does well, but even more importantly, I hope Hooper stays on this team. I think it's a mistake if you let him go. But that's all I really got. I think these are pretty good points, and I think all of you guys will probably agree with this. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys with a video this Tuesday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. And as always, rise up.